working on HIV and AIDS. Our major focus then was treatment and education. I enjoyed my job, and it was filled with fun. And I remember even along the process, when we go on programs, I happen to handle the camera and take pictures that we use for our reports. And when it was time to go, I left. And after leaving, I asked myself, Sammy, what next? One thing I knew I wasn't going to do was pick up another paid job. So I knew it boiled down to using one of my passions to earn a living. And finally I decided it would be photography. Before then I was just an hobbyist. I love pictures, I love taking pictures, but after deciding photography will be it for me, I knew the knowledge of photography I had then just wasn't enough for me to come ask you to pay me the hundreds of thousands for covering your wedding or doing you a family portrait. So I knew I needed training. And I started asking around for where to train. Now I remember I was in church this Sunday, and when looking at the bulletin, I saw an announcement for a skill acquisition program, the Daystar Skill Acquisition Program. And luckily enough, photography was one of the skills to be acquired. So I put in an application, and I was among the few that were chosen, and that opened my eyes to the real world of photography that I didn't know before then. And there I met people like Sifre Abayomi, I met Shola Nimashang, I met Damilola Elliott, I met Shegun Adebiyi, I met my coach Sheun Akisomi, I met the effervescent Leke Adenuga, I met Makati, I met a whole lot of guys. And these guys, they kept on saying one thing, I'm a professional photographer. So there I told myself, Sammy, you didn't make the wrong choice. You are in the right place. And after the skill acquisition program, which lasted for just 2 weeks, 2 weeks was not enough to train me to come cover your wedding and make you pay me what I would ask for. So I knew I needed an extra training. So I was also lucky enough to win a scholarship, which afforded me the opportunity to go on an apprenticeship program with eloPhotos. And the apprenticeship program was wow. I tell the trainees at eloPhotos right now that their boss, my coach, is a very good bad guy. Because I remembered a few days after resuming for the apprenticeship, the station called myself and some other few of my colleagues, and he told us, hey guys, there is a wedding next tomorrow, and you guys are going to be covering that wedding. So pick up the camera you want to use and go practice with it. Take the pictures of everything, anything and everything available within the compound. And we took the pictures. And at that wedding coverage, I had my first baptism of fire. While in an attempt to get an aerial shot of the groom coming into the ceremony, I stepped on. I missed my step, and some way somehow my trouser torn. And I went to meet Mr. Sean. Sir, my trouser is torn. And he was like, yeah, go on and cover. So I have to shoot for like the next 3 hours with my trouser torn. It got to a point I just, I didn't even carry on the consciousness of my torn trouser. And that was it for me. From then on, I kept on enjoying what I was doing more and more, just like I was enjoying my job that I left. And you know, the more knowledge I got about photography, the more it seals the fact that, hey Sammy, this is where you belong. And after the expiration of the 6 months apprenticeship program, which was eye-opening, you know, by then I had learned a whole lot. Well, I'm still learning, but I had learned a whole lot. And spoke with Mr. Sean, and you know, he's this guy that he lets it all out. He doesn't believe there is an information to be kept, you know. So he guided myself and my other colleagues to starting out. So under his tutelage, I founded Living Memories Photography, where I'm now the lead photographer. It's been it's been okay. It's been good. It's been gracious, and it's also been ugly. You know, I've had times that I would just stay at home and I would be like, I remember one day I woke up in the morning, opened up my system, and I just asked myself, so Sammy, are you sure you're not going to get like some sort of job to support this your photography career, so that you won't get frustrated somehow? But you know, I told myself times like this is when I need to put my feet down. And you know, it was that day I now went out, and on getting to a complex, it just dawned on me that, hey Sammy, hold an exhibition here. And I came to meet Mr. Shon. I told him, Mr. Shon, I want to do an exhibition. And he said, "Then go ahead and plan." So I started planning. The money was not there. By the way, I don't have my own camera. You know, this is the guy that still rents camera to work, and he's dreaming on an exhibition. I don't even have pictures to roll that exhibition with, you know. And some way, somehow, things just started happening, and I got some events where I got some picture, where I got the pictures I used for the exhibition. And you know, 2 days to the exhibition, a day to the exhibition was when I got money for the exhibition. So photography for me has been a learning curve. I learn every job, every event I covered. You know, just some few days back, I was covering the 5-year-old birthday, and okay, in the family there were three that their birthday fell on the same day. Three cousins. You know, you had one that was 5 years old, you had another that was 4 years old, and another that was 3 years old. And you know the funniest part, these three lovely, pretty girls, I want to get a shot of them together, trying to get them smile. Per time, I succeeded in getting maximum of two to smile, and the third one will be doing something very funny, maybe like as far as crying, frowning, you know. And I had to call on their mother, and their mother was trying to like spank them to take pictures. I knew she wasn't helping matters, so I had to send her out of the room, and I just told her, hey, just leave me with the kids, don't worry, we'll walk around something. And you know, I resorted to taking their pictures individually. You know, at that point I knew the only thing that will make me get my balance is getting great pictures of these girls. And you know, I just had to do something. You know, I started reading poems for them, started doing getting them, the youngest among them, I started making her read A for apple, just started doing things that will interest kids. And because for me that was the first time I would have to encounter three girls at the same time, three children at the same time. It's always been like one. I've not even done two, but this time I had three. And so that's where I learned something new in that shoot, and that's how it's been for me. One of the things I've learned the most in photography is in relating with people. Even when people are angry, you want to get their picture smiling. So I've learned a whole lot about relating with people, and every day I make sure I learn something new about photography, either through my editing or reading blogs. I read blogs a lot, or just reading up something about photography on the internet. Maybe it's learn something new about camera use, about editing, about the business of photography, about my pricing, about negotiating, about packaging my albums and all that. All in all, photography has been fun.
So that's it for today's episode of Picture This. I want you to write us and let us know what you think at picturethis@eloPhotos.com. If you have any questions whatsoever, as long as it is photography related, write us and let us know, and we'll try to address it on here as much as possible. If you like what you've seen, like the show, subscribe to the channel, share it with your Facebook friends and Twitter friends, and hopefully before you know it, the gospel of photography will be preached across Africa. Thanks for your time. Until we meet again on this same channel and same time, stay tuned and keep taking those pictures.